Hi, friends. It is John from the Record Shelf, and we are going to be completing the 1973 album from the Doobie Brothers, The Captain and Me. We have completed the entire album. We have two songs left, Uhkia and The Captain and Me, which is the namesake of the album. And this is the Doobie Brothers, one of their best albums. Came out in 73, 72 was recorded, and then 73 was released. Had two enormous hits on it at China Grove and Long Train Running, big hits for the Doobies. The rest of the songs didn't make radio hits, but they're good music as well. And the Doobies were a special kind of band. They were a very positive, upbeat band. They had two main players, Johnston and Simmons. Simmons being more of the country guy, Johnston more of the rock guy. And their voices worked well, their guitar playing worked well. They had two drummers, and they had a great guitar player as well, who also did vocals. And anyway, they were a band out of the late '60s who also went into the '70s, and they're still playing today. At some point after this album, Johnston got sick, and they brought in Michael McDonald in his place, and the sound began to change on the Doobies. It began to be more of a top 40 rock or radio-friendly top 40 music, keeping some of the essences of the Doobie Brothers sound with the harmonies and the guitars and percussion, but they got a little softer, a little more radio-friendly, and they kind of lost some of that country and some of that harder rock and got more radio-friendly, radio play-friendly, okay? I'll just say it that way. So Michael McDonald did bring that to them and altered their style a little bit. This though, the earlier period of Doobies was my favorite up until this album. This is the last album of that period. But I do like the later stuff. It's just I like this stuff best. But I haven't heard this album in a very, very long time. So I'm not entirely sure what all these songs sound like until I hear them again. And so the last two songs are Uhkia and The Captain and Me. So if you want to hear the rest of the album, go back. There's 3 episodes I've done. In the first episode, I talk about the band, where they were when they did this, what it was like to record it, etc., who the players, the musicians were, and talk a little more in depth about the band. So go back, listen to the first one and the 3 songs. The next one has the next 3 songs. The last one has the next 3 songs, and now we got the last 2 songs. So here we go. We're going to listen to Uhkia. I haven't heard this in ages, so I really don't know what it is I'm going to be listening to. This is going to be an honest reaction. So here we go with Uhkia. Ready and
Green trees and
Very interesting. Okay, Uhkia. I got the impression, let me start by saying this is exactly the kind of stuff I expect from the Doobie Brothers. Upbeat, positive, vocal harmonies, good little guitar solos in there, good percussion part, upbeat, positive, hopeful. It's got that toe tapping beat. This is the Doobie Brothers that I always think of. Now, the last 3 songs we did, well, actually, technically, one of the last 3 songs was just a little acoustic guitar ditty, so I'm not going to include that one. But the other 2 songs in the last show were definitely not like this. They were a departure for the Doobie Brothers in that they tended to be a little more laid back or darker, even though one was like a heavier rock song. This is more like the Doobie Brothers that I think of, and it's got. I'm not sure I like the way they mic'd the drums. They felt almost tinny and squeezed and hard to. It didn't have a fullness to it that I like to hear my drums. Almost like little tapping on a wood board or something. Even though I know it was a snare drum, I know there were cymbals and stuff. Something about the recording of the drums here just didn't appeal to me. It made it lighter, so I guess that goes with the song, but not happy with the recording of the drums. But the guitar sounded good. But the song seems to be about, listen to the lyrics, about a simpler life, living closer to the earth, in a place where, you're not stressed out by all the things, the industry of man, but, living a simple life close to the earth and nature. And I think that's what the song's about. I could be wrong. So tell me in the comments below if I'm wrong about that. But that's the impression I get from this. And in the spirit of the Doobie Brothers' famous hits, this song definitely fits well among them. All right. So now we have the last song on the album, The Captain and Me, which is what the album is named for. I haven't heard this song in decades. So again, it's a reaction, not a review. I'll review it, but I can react to this much better because I have no idea what to expect. The Doobies can throw you some curves now and then, so you just never know. So we're going to go ahead now with the last song on the album, The Captain and Me. So let's get to that one right now. The Captain and Me. And here we go. Hit it.
So
Very good. And that was The Captain and Me. And that was the namesake of the album. I liked the last third of the song. Let's put it that way. The whole song was good, but I didn't like a lot of that halftime they were doing. Dun, 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 dun. There was too much of that. Now, I would have thought that would have been good for a bridge, maybe to break up the choruses a little bit, but it just fell flat for me, those parts. There's just too much of that. When they went in with the banjo and the tambourine, and I was waiting for the banjo in this album because I've been listening now for all these songs and I haven't heard any banjo. Not that I maybe I missed it. This is the first time I actually heard the banjo. And I know that Pat Simmons plays banjo. And finally I got to hear some banjo. Anyway, so it's got banjo and tambourine, the drums. You got the conga or bongo drums playing back there. Great playing on the guitar, the harmonies of the vocals. It really picked up. That last third was a Doobies song. I loved it. It was a toe tapper, had a great rhythm. I just liked it. I like that feeling. When the Doobies do this, they sound really good. And I love when they put these other instruments in there and they have these toe tapping, upbeat songs and rhythms. That's what I like to hear from the Doobies. And they do a very good job of it. So I wish they had done more of that in this song. We're just doing the last third. Now, there was a little bit of it during this, like how the song started and a little bit in the middle, but there was way too much of this bum, 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 bum. That just kind of fell flat for me. I didn't feel like it was just too much. That's my personal opinion on the song, but the last third was terrific. Loved it. Great way to end the album. Kind of the way it comes in at the beginning of the album. So there you go, The Captain and Me. So I really liked the last third of the song. Some parts at the beginning, not big in the middle, and the center of the song, too much. It didn't have any motion or momentum behind it. It felt too flat. So that's just my opinion, but there you go. All right, so that is The Captain and Me. We've done the whole album, and I can tell you that I probably like half the songs on them, the other half, just okay. That's my personal opinion. And I like the Doobie Brothers. Don't get me wrong. I like their stuff. But my personal opinion is I'd say about half the songs in this album I can really dig and I could listen to a lot. This song I could listen to again as long as I begin somewhere in the middle. I could just go with it. But there you go. So you have your own opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this album and the songs in this album. Everybody, music is very subjective. So, I'm not speaking for everybody, just for myself. I like the Doobie Brothers, but some songs in this album I just wouldn't put on a playlist. I probably don't want to really hear again. I wouldn't listen to again. And others, yes, definitely want to hear again. So, and that's how it is with a lot of albums. It is rare when you get an album by a band where you have 12 songs and they're all killer, okay? Very, very rare, even 8 or 9 songs. Not too many bands have been able to pull that off. And so it's not nothing against the Doobies, believe me, because this is not normal for a band to have 8 or 9 or 12 songs that are all killer songs. Very, very unusual. So Doobies put out a standard album of some good music they put together. Probably could have left a few things out that they didn't need to put in. A couple of songs that really just didn't fit with the rest of the album. But most of them were good. And of course, Long Train Running and China Grove were just stellar songs, and it's the reason they were big radio hits. Well, thanks for joining me on this review and reaction to the Doobies' 1973 album, The Captain and Me, and we are doing all the great albums of the 70s and 80s here, so please stay with me. Leave your comments behind. Please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified of the videos that we do. And if you get a chance, support the album. Please check out our coffee. We sell incredibly great coffee. We have ground whole bean in the 5 flavors that we have. We have an organic flavor. We have good stuff that's good for breakfast, stuff that's good in the middle of the day, stuff that's great for the evening, and a cold coffee, for example. So this is really good stuff. Now, all first orders are free shipping if you use the code word coffee when you order. And for Mother's Day, we're putting bundles together. So get out and check the bundles, and you can get a variety of coffees for less cost than if you order them separately or in one order. The bundles will help you save some money as well. So please get in there and do some bundles, purchase some bundles of coffee for us. It'll help support the channel, helps us get some better equipment, and put more into this show that we'd like to do. So thanks again for joining me, and I'm so glad you're with me. If you like it, like what we're doing, let me know what you like. If you don't like what I'm doing, let me know. I'm all ears. If I make any mistakes in the facts I get with these bands and our musicians, please let me know, because sometimes I do get it wrong. And I'm always listening to interesting stories you guys may share about the bands, about the musicians, about the recording of their albums that I don't know or don't have. And I just love this music. I love talking about it. I love playing it. I've been a drummer for 50 years, and I've been in music, and I've played a lot of these songs. So I really enjoy even discussing this music with you. And a lot of you guys out there have some really interesting stories that I haven't heard about these musicians and these albums that just makes it better for me. So by all means, please leave those comments behind. Well, thanks again for joining me on the Record Shelf. My name is John, and keep rocking on. I'll see you again soon.